Chill. We got Yin Yang Twins and Mike Jones in the house tonight. Colin Park and Swisher House in this bitch. Check it out. Yo. I'm looking for a dime. That's top of the line. You face no waist with a big behind. That's top of the line. You face no waist with a big behind. You want this money, then you gotta be a bad bitch. Shake that ass, run a tip if you a bad bitch. Drop it down to the floor if you a bad bitch. Oh no, she ain't a hoe, she just a bad bitch. I'm in the club, looking for a bad bitch. In the parking lot, looking for a bad bitch. Everywhere I go, I'm trying to
we don't own the rights to this music.
Keep me a bad bitch. Freak in the morning, freak in the eve. I'm looking for a freak when the bell block bleed. Let's take me to a house, tease me. Then please me and tell all the friends how the dick better sleep. And believe me, when I'm up in that, I'll keep me. Giving y'all that Mike Jones treatment. I can tell by the way she walk that she got it. Body so delicate.
Hey!
Don't hit her on the beat, ass tight. I see me walk by me down.
You think we want to get up and show what I got? No.
Listen already. I'm fanning already.
Okay.
All right.
Because they're going to cut us off in a minute.
Yeah, you can stop it.
Woo.
Okay, I needed something to bring me back to the 90s, honey. I needed something to bring me back to the days I had no responsibilities. I needed something that reminded me when I used to be broke and did not know it. Jesus.
And Carly knows that if you need a good 90s song, just ask me. Because that's where I live. Hello, I live in the 90s and the early 2000s as far as music is concerned. Hi, friends.
Hey, y'all. Let me start sharing this.
Yes. Hi, Lisa. Hi, T. What's good? Robin.
What is going on?
Robin in my house, y'all. Robin visit, and me and her was drinking and stuff. So, hi, Robin.
I decided to join the party because Lord knows I need me a drink. Yes, this looks like half a bottle of wine because it is half a bottle of wine inside of a cup. If y'all know, that's what it is.
Hi, friends. What's good? So, who are you?
I'm Carly.
And I'm Corey. We are Professionally Petty. It's Tuesday. Y'all didn't even see us last week. We ain't give no warning. We ain't say nothing or anything like that. My bad. I'm sorry. But we're back.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are back. We're here. We got a good amount of things to talk about with y'all. It's hot in here. It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. I am getting so hot. Okay, I'm done. And Robin over here hyping me up like the hype woman. Hey, Rashida, what's good? So let's talk about our national days, okay?
Okay, let's go.
Today is National Big Win Day. Not like passing wind, which my grandmother used to say.
You know what it does? It recorded the highest wind ever because I had to look that up, honey.
Okay, thank you.
Recorded like the highest. It was like 256 or 63, whatever.
Where was it?
In Australia.
Okay. Today is also National Colorado Day, so all of our viewers from Colorado, hi.
Holler.
Right. Today is also National 12s Day. What is 12s Day? Hey, Rebecca, what's good?
I just saw something about it. Like it was like
if your birthday's on the 12 or something.
Oh, because it's like 4 and 12 and something else and 12. It was something crazy. Girl, skip. I don't know.
Okay, moving on. Today is National Grilled Cheese Day. I love me a good grilled cheese day. Here's the thing, though. Everybody does their stuff different. I'm more, hey, Denise, how are you? I'm more of a cheese toast person. Like, I like grilled cheese on this side and grilled cheese on this side. I don't want them together. I want open face grilled cheese.
I used to love grilled cheeses too until one day I was just like, it's butter and cheese, and I got disgusted.
No, I love it. Robin likes it with bacon and tomato. I like bacon. Well, you put bacon on anything and I'm happy. So that's fine with me. I'll definitely take it. But I used to like the grilled cheese together. And then one day I was like, if you separate it, it's more. I know it's not grilled cheese, it's cheese toast, Robin. You could just say it out loud because everybody can hear you. Hey, Shamil, how are you? So, I know I like cheese toast, but if you flip the bread like this, it becomes a cheese. What is a grilled cheese sandwich? Okay, today's National Licorice Day. No, thank you.
I hate licorice.
Well, I like licorice, not black licorice. Like there's other licorice besides black, and I don't like black.
Well, I'm glad that we can talk about that. Like we had that in common, but you just took it back as soon as I want to be like, oh yes. Although the candy corn thing is not there, but we don't like licorice. We like I like some licorice, but whatever.
I like licorice,
That's gross.
and you will not judge me. Hi, Aja, what's good? And then where's Hope? She likes black licorice. There's a chosen few that like it, and
Yeah.
they will sustain the market on black licorice because I cannot do it. Today is National.
No, don't say that one. To the National Education and Sharing Day.
Today's National Education and Sharing Day, which I guess is like you share what you
It has
know.
to do with Jewish religion, I think, and Passover.
Okay, cool. And then
today is National Only Child Day. So, in honor of like all the only children, like the only child people, I figure we should trash them. So
y'all can say whatever you want about us because I think you guys should say what are the best qualities of only children or what are the myths? How about I run through the myths of all of the things that y'all say about only children that are not true. Like the fact that y'all think we are selfish and we're not. We are probably the most selfless people.
Because you grew up with cousins and shit. Nope. So take that out. I want you to be, no. Because see, you have to be like only like real, like true only children, like the ones who grew up by themselves are selfish as hell.
Whatever. Anyway, we're selfless. And we love to share.
I don't know how.
And if we don't feel like sharing what we have, we'll buy you one of your own.
It doesn't count for you because you grew up with cousins and you was like the oldest cousin. That doesn't count for you. See,
but most of the time I was by myself. It was me and Llewellyn.
Older sister, though, it doesn't count because when you say stuff like that, that sounds like older child tease.
But she didn't come around till I was 5 years old.
So still, it does not count.
I was an only child. Shamil, you will not discredit us and say spoiled rotten because we are not spoiled rotten. And Robin, I am not spoiled AF. I'm fortunate and blessed.
Hey, that is called spoiled. Girl, I was to say, have you met your parents? Have you met your parents?
Whose parents? Mine.
Yes.
They're
and I want you to ask if you're spoiled again. I just want to.
They are.
I want you to remember who your parents are. Then I want you to ask yourself, are you spoiled?
They are lovely and beautiful people. So let me tell y'all, I had a bet with a friend about me needing to wash my own car because I like to take it to my dad and have him do it for me. So I get down there and I'm like, okay, guys, I went there this weekend. I said, okay, guys, I'm going to wash my car. And my dad was like, okay, yeah, we can take your car to go get washed. And I was like, no. I am going to wash it myself. I need you to videotape this action. He was like, okay, Corinne, don't worry. I got you. I'll videotape it. I was like, you cannot help me. So he did pay for it, though. He got all the quarters. He was in charge of the quarters and recording. This man owns a flip phone, so the recording can't be but so good. But anyway.
Right, $45 later, Robbie.
Right. He recorded it. And he's coaching me through this whole car wash. He's like, okay, Corinne, you got it. Okay, get to the top. Hurry up. Run around the car. And I'm like, stop telling me what to do.
I hate those like self car washes because it's time and you feel like you got to like really hurry up to do it. It's like a whole workout to wash those cars.
He's like, okay, keep going, run. And I'm like, then he let me use the pre-soak option. I pre-soaked the whole thing. I rinsed it off and drove it out the thing. And he was like, and then I wiped off. I said, it's still dirty. He's like, well, you were supposed to use the brush.
So you pre-soaked it and rinsed
Why didn't you tell me? He was like, well, pre-soak is not washing. It had soap on it, Mr. Teasley. So needless to say, I will never be washing my own car again. That's his job until I have a boo that does it. And then until then, the car just will be dirty and dusty, and I don't care.
Spoiled. Okay.
Happy National Only Child Day.
Now, shout out to your only child people because I feel like, you know, I always feel like only childs get with like an older sibling, like couple wise. You either have to be like a sibling person or like they get with only like they get with older siblings.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, okay, I was the only child. Then you don't get with this person who's an older sibling, who's an older sibling.
You think that's the best combination? So
I
only
feel like,
child.
but I feel like that's how it goes. I just feel like that's how it goes. I don't know
I
why.
can tell you now, only child and youngest children together,
No, they should never ever be
not
together.
a good match.
No, it would never be right. That would never be right.
Not a good match. Because if
No.
you ever want to see a standoff on who can be the most stubborn, and me, I'm not gonna argue and I'm not gonna disagree with you. I'm just gonna go somewhere and get what I want. And there's nothing to debate. This is
Yeah.
not a challenge. I win all the time. Happy National Only Child Day. Moving on.
Yes. Okay, moving on from these national days, we have our weekly mess. So, what we're going to talk about first? Okay, first, okay. Okay, I don't know. Here's a little story that y'all might not know. Britney Spears, okay, is pregnant. I know we don't really care about Britney Spears,
How
but
old is she?
like
40?
40 something. But like a little cute fact, like Carly fact that I loved Britney
I
Spears.
love me some Britney Spears too.
I screamed, I won some tickets at a radio station while I was a secretary in a government building. Okay. When
Lord,
I won those tickets,
you was hanging up and calling back with it.
yes. And when I won those tickets, I screamed to the top of my lungs in a government building, in a front office of the administrator. Like I lost my mind.
I can't.
Okay, so yeah, I love Britney Spears, but she is pregnant.
She's 40.
She's 40.
Yeah.
Okay. We have Rihanna who says she will not wear maternity clothes and she doesn't have to.
Listen, and when I get pregnant, should the Lord get blessed, I will not either. This is the only time that my fupa will be legit.
I feel like she's just like, you know what? This see-through lace thing I got on comes in a size 14, and that's what my belly is right now, bees. So here I am. I will never wear maternity clothes. And great.
Right. I
Great.
want to ask Rihanna, can I borrow that just for my regular body? Now, Rihanna, can I borrow that outfit? Because I need
Yes. I was just like, okay, girl, real talk. Okay. So we have two things that are coming up. Oh no, we're gonna talk about this one.
Okay.
Poo Poo Girl. Just real quick. I don't know
I don't
if
even
y'all heard about her. She has been going viral on TikTok. I got this from Hollywood Unlocked, where she was mad at her boyfriend. I guess he was cheating on her, whatever. So she decided to poop in his car.
No.
Like she saw his car, opened it up, pooped in the driver's seat, right? And she said, since you like putting me through S, you can sit on it on the way home. And so that's what she did. From this comment, like from this story, I just want to know, have y'all did anything not nasty, but like this is very nasty. Like I don't know how you can poop in public in a car and just be thorough with your like just be happy amongst your day. Just be like, you know what? I'm great. Let me go about my business.
And that's my biggest problem. Anybody who is okay with doing things like that with bodily fun, like if you're okay with, if that's something that you think like I'm going to show you and that's your way, you're how many ticks away from having a mental problem, because that's not okay.
Right. So I just want to know, has anyone ever did anything petty to an ex for cheating on them? Like, have you ever did anything petty for someone cheating on you?
Nah, that's just not me.
It's not me either. I mean, I did do like a few things which y'all heard before, like try to bleach Jordans. They don't bleach, it's stupid. But you know what? The funny thing about the whole bleaching the Jordan situation was my ex called me today with not a situation like this, but very similar situation.
The same ex. Oh wait,
is the one. Remember the girl with the herpes that she was dating, and then she didn't want to do all that. Okay, right. So she was still dating the chick, but wasn't going down on her. Right. I love when my ex calls me because my ex like provides me with such hood rat shit. And I
Terrible.
live for it. Okay. I live for it. So she called me today and she was telling me how her girlfriend, her ex-girlfriend now,
Mm-hmm.
got mad at her because she was accepting a job out of state. And she was like, well, how am I gonna get around? What car am I gonna use? Because she's been using her car. And
Okay.
she's like, how am I gonna get around? What car am I gonna use? Who's gonna give me money? Blah, blah, blah.
What?
She told me she's been giving her whole check. I'm just like, girl, whatever, right? It is what it is.
Right.
So
Hey,
when
Amanda.
so when she said, I'm gonna break up, this is over, I can't take it anymore. The girl said, I'm going to ruin your life. And she meant every word of that. My ex went out of town to her job where she had to do a background check. And she's up there working, thinking I got this great job that they're paying me per diem and everything with. And next thing you know, they come to her and say, you have to go back to Virginia because there's a warrant out for your arrest.
Oh
Yes, a warrant out for her arrest. And come to find out, it's because homegirl went to the court, said that she assaulted her and that she's scared for her life. And so they put out a warrant against her to arrest her, whatever, like that. And so, yeah. And so she lost her job. She lost the other job she had in Virginia while she took a leave of absence because the girl acted the fool it's a whole bunch of stuff, right? But here's how karma goes around. You do all that stuff, guess who lost their job while trying to do all this stuff to her?
The girl.
Yes.
I don't understand how people have time to do all of this. One, how do women listen, if y'all know some femmes that have pulled this off, how do you get somebody to pay all your bills and give you money and all that kind of stuff? I still don't know how to get it done.
You get a dummy. Okay, obviously my ex is one of them because my ex be like this. I was making all this money. She just, all I do is I'm not spending any of it. So all I do is put it in the bank, give her my bank card. She can do whatever.
Okay, well, obviously I don't know how to do that. Second of all, how do people function without jobs? Like people do shit to lose jobs. Where are we doing that at?
Lose her job because mind you, they met each other at work, right? Mm-hmm. So what she did was when my ex came to work, went around the back so she wouldn't see her. Somebody told her that she was there and she started screaming for dear life saying, she's here. I'm afraid for my life. She's going to get me. And which she wanted to get her fired, which got her fired, but then got herself fired as well.
People are crazy. I can't.
Yeah.
I just don't have time for all that.
It's a lot.
I just want to love and hug and cuddle. That's it.
Yes, so girl lost her sugar mama's job. Big dummy. Right. Exactly right, Robin. It was a big dummy. But honey, when my ex calls with that, I just like, are you serious? I was in the middle on my elliptical, just like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, that's a whole mess.
It's a whole mess. Okay.
Yeah.
So then we have Will Smith. Yes, Will Smith is back in the news. I know we're tired of Will and Jada, but this is about something else, right? Yeah. So I don't know if y'all been seeing, but this video came out from 2019 where Jada was putting Will on blast, right? And he was, just to paraphrase it, he was just like, listen, don't put me on camera without my permission, my social media, my bread and butter. Don't do that, And she was like, is it that didn't so-and-so help us? Didn't so-and-so help us, right? So Jada was putting him on blast, right? Okay. So really, my question about this weekly mess is, I want to know, are, people who are self-aware, people are self-aware and always want to confront people with truth and stuff like that. Okay. Are they toxic people?
Yeah. I think it depends on how you got to the route of self-awareness. And if you was toxic prior to being self-aware, then I think that somewhere throughout your journey of self-awareness, your toxicity flows through it. And it comes out with this new shine about it that's like self-awareness, but I'm still going to be ratchet about it. And that's not cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was like, no. When I see people do certain things, I feel like, they could be I feel like when people just be like, you need to do this, and I don't know. I'm trying to explain it properly, but I just feel like they can. There's like a slight toxicity to it,
right? Like we should do this. We should expose this, and we should be all out. Like
you always feel like they have to throw the truth in your face at all times.
Thank you.
Well, let me tell you your truth.
Right.
I didn't ask for all that. I didn't ask.
unsolicited. I don't do unsolicited information. No, thank you. I don't care. No, 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 thank you. No unsolicited.
Oh, Shy said Will has done it to her also. I don't remember that. But
Hey, they messy anyway. I think both of them are messy, and I think it's just like, and then we have to be caught up in the middle of it. And I don't want to be caught up in nobody else's relationship, not even Will and Jada's. If it ain't paying me, if it ain't paying my bills and stuff like that, I don't want to be caught up in the middle of your relationship.
yeah, so I just had a question about that. 'Cause I was just like, is it toxic? But I feel like they're just probably both toxic to each other at this
I
point.
think they are at this point, and y'all are too old for that.
Come on.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, so
Who's that?
it's okay. I want to say it's Gerard Carmichael, and Christy corrected me, but I think it's
Jerry.
no Gerard Carmichael, right?
Okay.
Gerard Carmichael. He is a comedian. He had his own show on CBS or whatever,
Oh,
and
the Carmichael show.
yeah, the Carmichael Show.
Okay, yes.
And he has a special on HBO that I'm going to watch.
Okay.
And in his special, he comes out as gay, right?
Okay.
And I went because he was on a show. I don't know what show he was. He was on a Tonight Show, a late night show, right? And he was talking about, and he was very kind of like spaced out, right?
Okay.
And they were trying to figure out why. So while he was on his way to the late night show, he was talking to his mother, right? And they really don't talk about stuff. He said, I'm paraphrasing. So he said they don't really talk about stuff.
Okay.
And so, him coming out, he didn't tell his parents. They found out through watching the special, right?
Okay.
So his mother just prayed, and she prayed that, she said, before she prayed, she says, these sins are ruining our family.
Okay.
And he was stuck on that, like, well, damn, I can't believe she said that, right?
Oh.
So I'm saying all this to go into one, he said he's living his truth. So congratulations to him on living his truth.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about my trip I'm going into typical lesbian shit from Gerard Carmichael.
Okay.
Typical lesbian shit, because I wanted to talk about my trip to California, right? And so my wife and I went to go visit my father. My wife has never met my father before. For those who don't know, my father is an ex-preacher. He is a big-time conservative Republican, and he is the biggest homophobe I know.
Okay.
And, knowing, when I was thinking about it, it was just like, wow, that's really deep. But my dad this weekend, which was just so crazy, he what did he do? Oh, we were talking. He took us all out to dinner, and we were talking, right? And he was about to say, well, my child. And he was like, my children. He looked at Chris and I, he was like, well, my children.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, well, who the hell is he? Who the hell is he talking about my children, accepting Christy as one of his children-in-law, like one of his daughter-in-law? And I was like, wow, look at that. Look at progress. And I know in situations like that, when you're sometimes it's hard. It's hard for parents to come around to you being gay, no matter how religious they are, how homophobic they are. It is hard. But I have been this way since I was 16 years old. My father I'm freaking 40 now.
Right.
And it took me to be married 40 years old for him to be like, oh, but I have 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
And I was very surprised.
That's beautiful.
All.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Beautiful.
So that was always a weekly mess.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, but that's all I was talking. I was very shocked and surprised, and just knowing that, that what he's going through, and just hearing him say, he was shocked from his mother saying that, and he was just, it didn't surprise him, but it hurt him. You can see the hurt on the show.
Right.
I was like, wow, you know what? But this too shall pass.
Yeah.
So yeah. So for those out there who still worried about their parents not accepting the lifestyle, listen, they probably will never do it, but at some point they're going to have to accept it and respect it.
Yeah. And living your truth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that's it.
So we're going to talk about the question of the. Should we jump to the question of the week?
Yes, we can. We have a couple of them. Yes.
We have a couple of questions for this week. So let's start with Carly and I are both on another page, and somebody shared a story. Like they asked a question to the group that was, pretty, just kind of like, hey guys, I want to get your opinion. I don't think, do we have the question? I might have it. Let me see. I think I might have sent it to you. Hold on. But the question was really very generic. I'm trying to pull it up so I can not sound crazy when I'm talking about it. But okay. And the gist of it is, how do I tell my girl that I would like her, or that I would like her to wear body shapers under her dress? She free bodies, in quotes, it all the time, but a little tuck and pull sometimes just would work better. I believe all women should wear shapewear regardless of body types, and she's just trying to figure out how you should tell your woman that. So we wanted to kind of pose that question to everybody. Carly and I had a very intense discussion on it afterwards or whatever, because but I think that'll also lead into what we're going to talk about in the next question, because I think we just come from a different point of view. And my point of view is from the point of view of beauty is can be painful. And shapewear is not for the weak at heart.
No.
You, depending on which ones you get, you might not be able to eat no food the whole day, and but not all shapewear is like that. I believe in smoothing it out. And that's for everybody. It
Mhm.
doesn't matter what size you are. There are little skinny people that might not be, toned or whatever. And
Mhm.
depending on how these dresses fit, and y'all have seen these dresses look like they done been painted on. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't think that I want anybody to take some paint to the underside of my fupa. Okay. I want to smooth it out and tighten it out as much as possible before we start painting under there. So my thing is, a body shaper, something to just smooth the lines out, because I think that the same person wants to look, and I'm not saying that she doesn't look good in pictures, right? I'm not saying that. But
Mhm.
wants to look put together, wants to look polished, wants the angles to look good. And a lot of times, just like if you take your time to put your makeup on and you angle and you do all that kind of stuff, the same care comes with, with the
Mhm.
smoothing out. Just like you put a bra on, you put one that it picks things up and it makes things all nice, or whatever the case may be. So I think she should just share the information, be encouraging about it, like, babe, you look so great. And I seen that dress on a lot of people, and when you wear shapewear, it even kind of makes it look even better. You do have to finesse the way that you share that information. But at
Mhm.
the same time, like, I think there's nothing wrong with a little sucking and tucking and shaping.
I agree. Hey Tony, I agree. I come from a long line of vanity. Um,
Mhm.
my family, like the women on my mom's side of the family, believed in titties up, waist in, back straight up, walking your heels. You're married to them at all times.
Exactly.
That's the type of woman I come from. Now, I remember when I was like 15, or no, maybe I was like, yeah, I was like 15, whatever. I went to
Hmm.
California to visit my great grandmother.
Hmm.
My great grandmother was taking me out to go get a bra. Mind you, I had some big old knockers.
Hmm.
She was taking to get the bra, and she was putting on the bra, and I was like, and she was like, oh, squeezing it and pulling it. I'm like, girl, I was like, Nanny, I can't breathe. She's like, it's like that sometimes. And I feel like, not all shapewear is uncomfortable, but some of it is. I
Yeah.
had on shapewear the other day, and I was like, I feel like breathing today. Let me change my outfit. And and so I do feel like some looks look better
Hmm.
when it's cohesive and smooth. There's a new generation who don't give a damn about a fupa, gut, or nothing. They don't give a damn about a shape, what looks good on you. If the color is pretty, if they like the dress in their mind, it looks like the
They're
model.
going out in it, and I can't do it. Like, and I think we got a number of comments. Like, T has said, I think it's wrong to say anything about a woman unless it has to do with her health. Shay said the difference is that it's your choice, Corey, which it definitely is. Tony said, "Good evening." Hey, good evening. Good evening. Hey, Tony, what's good? Shamil said, one thing about me and my wife, we always be honest with each other about everything, which is great. Sharanda said, I don't think it was a bad suggestion, but I think you have to take into account your woman's temperament. You know how she'll react to gentle feedback. And
Mhm.
Robin says shapewear can be a sensitive topic.
And Shay
Right.
also said, or Shay or sorry, people forget how you say your name. Sorry, honey. You said you don't. How did you meet her? Right. So how did you meet her? What was she wearing when you met her? And my thing is like me and my wife have honest conversations all the time.
Mhm.
Okay. And she will gladly come out her mouth and be like, no, you know, I have a certain shape. I have an apple shaped body. You know, I can't wear certain things. I will buy clothes thinking in my head it's going to look the way I think it's going to look. And she'd be like, oh, I wish you would have consulted me on that because I tried it on and we're both laughing on the floor because how horrible it looks.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yes, you have to have the type of honesty, but I don't think there's anything wrong with her just saying, hey, babe, why don't you smooth that out a little bit? And also, too, I would love to know their age difference.
Right. Because my thing is, especially for me, let me tell y'all, to know me is to know that there's another layer under all the clothes that I have that is shapewear. It is attached to my skin. I'm always gonna put it on. There are some days when I'm feeling free, maybe morning body is hitting right, and I'm like, ooh, let me not eat no water or let me not drink no water. Let me go outside for a little bit without any shapewear on. But it's just something that I grew up in and I believe in, and that is my choice, as it was pointed out too. And I'm fine with that. But this is a new generation that's like, it's gonna be hanging. It's
Right.
gonna be hanging, it's gonna be slanging. But at the same time, I would appreciate, because we do look to our partners to say, hey, do I look nice? Do I look,
Mm-hmm.
do you think I look pretty? Do you think this works, or this outfit works, or whatever the case may be? And I think that if you're going to ask that question, you have to be willing to hear the honest answers too.
Right. And if you don't think your favorite celebrity doesn't wear a shapewear, it's because they probably got sucked and tucked. But
Right.
if not, they are wearing something underneath it to keep them smooth and tight.
Right. And camera ready.
And I don't know. Like, yeah, this generation don't care. They're just like, I'm free.
They don't care at all.
And I don't know why. Like, why do we have these stipulations? I just can't do. I can't wear what these other girls wear. I can't wear a crop top.
I
I
can.
have this lovely bubble in front of me that I work hard all the time. When I always have goals to get rid of it. Right? Does it go? No, but I always have these goals to get rid of it.
Right.
And I'm just like,
I love my shape. Go ahead.
I just can't. It's hard. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I love my shape. I think my shape is fabulous,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it falls in places where I don't necessarily want it to fall. And if I can pick it up and put it into a shape where it make it look smoother, and that's me. And I did grow up in a very different generation.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother, put your panty girdle on, put your stockings on. You're gonna be hot. It's however many degrees weather, and it's still gonna be hot. And it just is what it is. And thank you, T. And I mean, it just is what it is. And I don't understand. I think the younger generation that is going to be around me, unfortunately, and we'll go to the next question, I'm gonna be that auntie.
So Corey, okay, so Corey and I were having this conversation the other day because I was driving down the street.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, here we go. Hi, somebody said it's little okay. It's somebody's fault for letting it hang all loosey goosey.
Hey, wait. So Robin said something that's very important, and I think that's something that is very important to me, to my future person or whatever. As long as I know that my person loves my body, I can manipulate my body and pull it and tuck it and suck it or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But your person is going to see you in your true and most authentic form. And if you know me, you know I don't like clothes anyway. So you're going to see me in my true and authentic form. But my thing is, like, as long as I can feel confident that my person thinks that I look good, or, because that's the only person I'm really trying to impress anyway. And if you think I look good, then I'm going to suck it and tuck it. And then when I get home, I'm going to feel even better about taking it off. Like, I'm going to get to the door.
Like, and breathe.
I mean, like, get this snap right here, please. I got to get out.
You will have something on and it'll hit you right in your side. And you'll be like,
or it cuts.
I have a bruised rib. I know I do. But it is what it is. But you're right. They know how you look. I can do whatever I want to it.
Exactly, girl. You know, I had one on. Remember, I had one on. It was. I'm just gonna tell TMI, but it was a shapewear, but it was a thong as well. And when I walked up to Carly, and I was like, I feel like this thing is in my eyeball. Like I was like, I feel like this thing is on the top of my head. And I was like, I had to walk like I was literally walking like Jack A on 227. I was like, oh God, just let me get some place where I can pull it out or whatever. Listen, it's not easy being cute.
No, and sometimes you need like the proper shapewear too, because some of these girls go outside in those waist trainers, honey, smelling like Rubbermaid and everything.
And everything is coming off
and then,
you.
and then when you hug them, you can't, you got to get the right kind,
You got to get the right size. Some of it doesn't hold the fupa right, so you get it and then it slides up, and the fupa's still hanging out the side. And you be like, this was a fail.
Yes.
You got to make sure everything is painted where it's supposed to be. Secure the bag, Robin. Exactly. Yes. Secure the bag.
So, but in speaking about, telling the kids, Corey and I were having this conversation the other day about being aunties and who, are we supposed to be our sisters or the younger generation's keeper, right? Because I was driving down the street the other day, right? It was like a cool 60 degrees. The wind was blowing and it felt even cooler. It was not like you still needed a jacket, right? I saw this young Black girl and she was in the medium of the street. Mm-hmm. She was walking up and down. She had her baby begging for money. She had her baby in a stroller and the baby had shorts and a t-shirt on with no socks or shoes. And so I wanted to, and I was on my lunch break and I couldn't, but I want like every ounce of me, and I should have, and I'm so angry at myself, wanted to make a U-turn and be like, so you want CPS to come take your kids?
Right.
Like, that's what you want to do? What's your issue? Why you're not doing this? Why are you not here? And why you're not, trying to do this, blah, 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 blah. And I wanted to so bad, and I didn't. And I wanted to go back. I felt bad in my soul that I didn't do it. Mm-hmm. So I want to know, is it our responsibility to let these kids know?
Yes. I am auntie. I'm pushing towards grandma. I am old enough to be somebody's grandma. Like, listen, I'm not, and I used to hate when my grandmother would do it, and she still does, but I'm not letting nobody go out looking crazy. Like, I'm just not. If I have voice and you close enough for me to say something, I'm saying it, and I am getting in your business, because I do not discredit the fact that when we were younger and people did it to us, it was because of what they went through and how much they cared in order for us not to experience the things that they experienced. And I think not everybody did it that way. I don't think that was the general. Some people were just messy, or some people were just mean or rude or whatever. But I think that for the majority of women who stick their neck out, because nowadays you could get smacked in the mouth or somebody could tell you off. Young girls are telling grandmas off for telling them how it is. But if these women are saying it because they've been through it, they want your life to be easy and different for whatever reason, and they might not understand how the world has evolved to get to this point where people can do whatever, but they're doing it with a purpose and there's a care about it. Mm-hmm. And when that happens, and when I do it, because I have a million other things to do. So if I'm stopping to tell some little girl about why she shouldn't be looking a certain way, it's because I feel like you're important enough for me to stop and tell you that.
Boom. Okay, because I was just like, I don't know how I feel if she gonna cuss me out, spit on me. I don't know, but I feel like I needed to do or say something, or even like, because people attacked Monique for saying what she was saying with the whole Bonner situation. I ain't gonna be mad and say I didn't disagree with her. I did not disagree with her, and it is a generational thing. But I feel like certain things have to be said. I feel like as Black women, we have to protect each other how we can, and because if no one's looking out for us, who is?
Who is? Exactly.
They will let you come out here and fail in the system. With the situation I'm dealing with now, with the children we have in our house,
right?
The system failed. A severe system failed, and I took on, I decided to take on the mother, and I was like, you know what? Because she doesn't know, I'm going to let her know. Because no one was there for her to let her know. I'm going to be the one to be like, oh no, honey. Right. Let me advocate for you. And two, let me help you.
Right.
Because you just can't, these girls out in the world just being willy-nilly, and not doing anything to better or help themselves. And some of them just don't know either.
Exactly. And if we can cheer and say, when Will Smith smacked Chris Rock in the face, and we can say, oh, Black women need to be protected and supported, then why can't Black women groom each other and protect each other and support each other in a way that's going to have us all looking together? And what together looks like isn't always going to be the same for each one of us. So that is crystal clear. But when we can do it with a sense of care, like I care about you enough to say, maybe think about presenting yourself in this way, or maybe, when you're going in this place, put yourself, we all want each other to shine and put each other's best foot forward. Ain't nobody trying to hold each other back.
No, because I'm just like, when I saw the guy, I'm gonna be like, yeah, honey, why are you out on the street begging with your child? That's when, and it's cool weather, and he's up here halfway hanging out the stroller with barely any clothes on too. Why aren't you at the women's shelter where you can sit there, get a social worker? Because in Virginia, the women's shelters are really good here. They will they will set you up, set you and your child up. Mm-hmm. Then, if you're lucky enough, you'll get a voucher. Next thing you know, boom, within a month later, you're in an apartment. Virginia's good. Well, where I'm at, they're good with that. I have seen it happen. So I'm just like, oh, okay.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, so why are you not doing these things? Why are you and your child out here doing this?
Right. And Sharanda said that part, the same way men used to check each other back in the day. We need more of that. But these young people are disrespectful AF. They are.
That's true. And that's the thing. Like some of them feel like they can't be approached. Well, what they have to realize too is we're the ones that are hiring you now. Like, y'all want to sit here and do all this stuff, X, Y, Z. Well, we're the one that's hiring you.
Exactly.
Y'all working for us now. We your boss now.
And contrary to popular belief, and whether I understand it, get you, know where you're coming from or anything, you come up where I'm employing you looking a certain way, and you didn't take the time out to represent yourself the right way, or to see how I might want you to represent where you're going to be working and me, you're not getting a job. And I don't care who you are. You could be a relative of mine or whatever the case may be, because I'm going to say you knew better, or who didn't show you better. Put yourself together, put your best foot forward, and go get what you need to get and right. Rock. And it doesn't mean that when you're not all the way together, whatever, you don't have the same voice, but you need to put yourself in a position to be heard.
Right.
And these little children out here, they just want to make a lot of noise, but ain't nobody listening because you look ridiculous and we're not listening to you.
Right. Michelle, I don't know if they're all full or not. I don't know that, but I'm pretty sure they would have found her a place to go.
Right.
They would have found her a place to go. Even if I had to get her a room a couple of nights, she would have had a place to go.
Right.
But my thing is, at least get a social worker. She has to have something. Like there's, and the thing is, in this area, we have a bad panhandling situation, and there's like I don't know if it's like a panhandling gang, because girl, they got like panhandle pimps. Like I don't know if you ever seen it. They do. They have somebody watching them, and they be panhandling, and then they switch out. They got cars, and they get out the cars, and they switch their corners. Girl, it's serious.
Oh my goodness.
It's like a panhandle gang thing. I don't know.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I do wonder if mental health and or addiction was playing a role. And it probably was.
It probably was. And like I said, I should have made a U-turn and approached her. I'm going to actually go look for her probably tomorrow to see if I see her again, and then talk to her and be like, hey girl, what's good?
Right. And I don't necessarily think, and I think this is where a lot of times we do things wrong, is that we tend to either want to push people with mental health issues into one category or the other. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we forget that there is a development process with them, that if we steer the course on how we treat everybody else, they get the advantage of receiving that as well. Mm-hmm. So we don't know what everybody's level of mental health is or whatever, but sometimes listening to somebody with mental health or sharing a story or helping them out might be the point to help them steer the course to keep them in the direction that they're going, or go even further.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, I don't know. I feel like, I'm gonna tell you, you can never say you don't know, but I'm gonna tell you.
Exactly. I'm gonna tell you, and I think it is our responsibility, and regardless to whether, and I think that's the joy of getting older, is that I don't care. I don't care if you don't want to hear what I have to say. I'm sharing it. I'm saying what I got to say because I have a voice and I matter.
Please pray for her because, child, I find myself praying for her too. So please pray for her.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, like, I had people check me. I had older women check me before. Some of it, I was just like, you didn't have to do that.
Right.
And other times, I was just like, oh, okay. One time I remember I was in a club. I was partying. I had, before I had my breast reduction, I had these really huge breasts, and I had a bustier on, right? And so I'm walking in the club, and I'm hanging out. I'm over dancing, whatever like that, and this drag queen came to me, and she looked at me. She said, "Honey," and stopped me, went inside my bra, picked up my breast, like lifted them up higher, and said, "Now that's how they're supposed to look." Trust and believe me, ever since then, you will never catch my booby sagging. Ever.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I took that. Then it was another time, which this lady, I'm just like, honey, you didn't have to go that far. Mind you, because I'm a thick girl, you know what I'm saying? I'm plus size. And I was walking my dog. And the lady said, honey, you are too pretty to be walking a dog. But you're too pretty to be that big. You need to be running your dog. And told me to run down the street. And my ass ran down the street.
So mad at you, Carly.
Yeah, she kept on saying, run, girl, run. Because I'm just like, I'm running down the street. Because this woman told me I need to run down the street. I only feel like, why do people always try me? Because I feel like that was a trying moment.
Right.
I could have either cussed her out or complied, and I complied. But I'm like, why do people always try me like this?
Yeah, I think I've been told a number of times, like, what I should or could do or whatever the case may be. And you take it for what it is. Like, you just take it. My family, not my mother's side of the family, being West Indian, they always going to tell you when you're fat. That's one thing they're going to tell you. You walk in the door, oh, you gained weight. Well, you still fat. You still old. I was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, and it is what it is. They're either going to tell you about it, tell you what you need to do, tell you what you don't need to do. Okay, that's fine. You take it with a grain of salt. Some of it sticks and some of it doesn't. You keep it moving. Right.
Then fix your plate.
Thank you.
And then I had an older man. I don't know who he was. I don't know. Like, I feel like, when I'm trying to do good, Jesus be going through people and sending me messages, right? Just like today. I did good all day. And then my wife was like, I want some Popeyes. And then I went to Popeyes and then had me sweet heat. So I cussed out the poor guy who first told me I had to pay for the sweet heat. And I said, that's fine. I want 3. And he was like, oh, we had a sweet heat. And I was like, I hate you. And I rolled off. Right? So I feel like that was like God telling me I didn't need to eat the Popeyes, which I didn't, right? So one time at my job, we had an ice cream machine just installed. We was like, yay. So me and my coworkers like, let's go get ice cream. And so my ass is with 2 skinny chicks and it's me. And I have my bowl of ice cream. I'm walking and this old black guy comes to me. I don't know him from nothing. I never spoke to him, not a thing. And he goes, you know better. You know better. Now, I was at work. I was more so in shock. I didn't know what to say. I looked around and like, he could not be talking to me. And he was. So, yeah. I don't know.
People,
I mean, you can't do it like that.
Yeah. Shay said, we love our thick women away. Oh, love them to death, but we'll still let you know you're fat. I don't think there's any love lost, but you're going to be told that you either gain weight or there's a lot of you coming through the door or going out the door or backing up into the door. So you're just going to be known for who you are. And I think what I do appreciate is that there is a realistic component to size and it is celebrated and appreciated. I still think it needs to be sucked and tucked at times, but that's just me. But I mean, and people are just going to share their 2 cents and they're going to share their point of view. If you don't like it though, you get to keep it moving and you don't have to take it in.
Girl.
You don't have to adjust it. You don't have to ingest it. You don't have to make life decisions based off of it. People are always going to have an opinion and it's going to be unsolicited and they're going to share it with you and you can keep it moving from there.
Either you're gonna take it, be offended, or ignore it.
Right. And keep it moving.
Boom.
The end.
The end. Okay, so another situation. Listen, I had a whole bunch of stuff happen to me this week. Okay. One baby scientist.
I didn't, but
Right. Baby scientist went to LA. Let me tell you, we was in the hood of hoods, okay? We was in the hoods of hoods. And when I tell you, when we left the school, right, it was me and my wife and two of her interns. We're driving down the street. They're having this cookout down the street. There was like 4 or 5 guys talking, right? And we're rolling down the street and they all looking in my car. I swear one of them started holding his piece. And the other guy was like, oh, nah, they ain't from around here. And let us go.
That was boys in the hood moment.
Girl, I was like, I don't know what's about to happen, but we'll figure it out. So but yeah, so that was very interesting. Like we had a great time in California. Mm-hmm. But so we had one of our friends babysit the boys, right? While we were here. And so she had to fly back to where she was going to, right? So she had a layover in New Jersey. And then the layover in New Jersey ended up being like a whole day stay because they ended up canceling a whole bunch of flights, right? So she met this lady there who had her flight canceled as well. And they became friends. They had lunch. They started talking. They found out they weren't going to leave till the next day or Tuesday or today, right? Mm-hmm. So the girl was like, hey, I'll get us a hotel room. Either you can stay with me or I can get you a hotel room if you feel uncomfortable. And she was like, oh, no, I can stay with you. That's cool, right? Mm-hmm. So my wife's friend, best friend, and the lady stayed in a hotel room together. My wife thought it was cool. My ass said, Lord, her kidneys and liver, right? The first thing I thought about was, right? And my wife was like, see, I wasn't even thinking about like that. Now, I just want to know, how do other people think? Because I feel like there's two types of people in the world. Mm-hmm. One who's just like, oh, okay, that's great. And another one that thinks of danger.
Right. So here's the thing. I think danger in some respects because it's hard to trust people like that. But on the flip side, I'm also one of those people who would do that. Like if I bonded with somebody and was like, I would be like, oh no, I don't want you to be by yourself or whatever the case may be. I've gone on the train and here, like where my parents are, and the train got delayed. So I wound up having to drive to DC. Mm-hmm. And I've put people in the car with me. Come on, get in the car. Let me drive y'all to DC too, because we all got to go to the same place or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And I've done that before. So I'm like, is it really? It's not spending the night in a room together though, but it's still that scary. Mm-hmm. So that, do we just trust and do, or do we leave people hanging?
Right. No, they did not hook up. And it ended up being like this rich white lady who was just like, hey, I found me a new best black friend, you know? And I'm just like, I don't know how you did. I would not be able to trust her.
Right.
To be like, let me close my eyes and fall asleep in this queen size bed next to you. No.
Yeah, that's iffy.
I feel like for me, I automatically thought of just my organs. So I'm just like, and my wife was like, I would have never thought of that. Like, you got me paranoid now. I'm now she's a protector. Like, you okay? Are you awake? Are you this? Yeah. I mean, and I have done stuff like that. No, I haven't. Let me not lie. I don't think
there's good people out in the world who just want to, help people out or whatever the case may be. I think if there were more, I think we would be able to move differently, and life would be a lot different if there were more people like that.
God bless. There has been plenty of times where I have been stranded on the side of a road with a flat tire, and an angel has always come into a form of an older black man and his wife in the car.
Yeah, there you
go. They always pull over and come help me. That is cool. Mm-hmm. Am I going to give somebody a ride or get in somebody's car? I don't know. I'm too scary.
Yeah, no, I've done it. I've been in snowstorms in New York and had to get from point A to point B, and a van comes by and opens the door. And this was a little bit earlier in life too, though. But the van comes by, opens the door, like, you need to go to the train, and then you be like, yep, and you get in the train and you get to the train because we're in a snowstorm. Like, what in the heck? Everybody is trying to get from point A to point B.
Now, I have done, but see, that was during 9/11, and everybody needed to help everybody during 9/11.
Right, exactly.
I got into a car with some strangers because I already walked like 3.5 hours, and this couple was like, hey, you need a ride? And I was like, yeah, I do need a ride. And they gave me a ride. And I went to their house and they got me water and they fed me and then they took me home. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, and I think if we were more like that on a regular basis, it wouldn't be so weird and scary.
And then my wife said that her friend actually loaned her some clothes and for her to sleep in.
So they BFFs.
They are BFFs. So I guess I'm just a scary person. My wife said I'm paranoid. But
Guys,
I watch way too much crime TV, ID,
yeah,
Law and
definitely.
Order.
Yeah.
What other things do I watch? I watch everything, and I'll be like, nope,
Silly.
nope.
Guys, thank you for hanging with us tonight.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We had a fabulous time. We gonna be back. We about to be on the regular again. It ain't gonna be so sporadic or whatever the case may be. So if you have things you want us to talk about, if you know what's going on, or you just want to have some conversation, please share it with us because we will definitely bring it up. We try to stay abreast of all the the fun topics and things that are happening, but give us something to talk about because we have that.
Yes, and if you're not part of the Let's Connector group, you should try to join because
Yeah.
Monday, Corey will be doing her Mindful Mondays.
Thank you for the reminder.
Yes, we'll be doing her Mindful Monday this
Yes.
Monday. So if you want to check her out at 7 o'clock on Monday on the Let's Connector group, please do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michelle.
Welcome to Motherhood. T said, pray for our military. We most certainly will. Hey, Limoncello, what's good? Thank you for joining us. Y'all know what it is. We'll see y'all next Tuesday.
Yes, see y'all. Be safe, y'all. Bye.
Bye, guys.